Good morning, Sri Lanka. It's the 25th of October 2013. My name is Banu, along with my annoying host, Jason, on yet another Good Morning here on MTV Sports. Good morning, Jason.
Annoying host?
Very much indeed.
I'll have you know that a recent study has proven that I'm actually the nicest one here.
Which
and the
study
most
was
tolerable.
that? Which study was that?
A study in my mind, man.
Okay, it's a solo study. No one really could understand.
No, we could understand it.
Yeah.
It's all like in hieroglyphs and stuff. Morning. Anyways, back to you.
Yeah, but in the morning you're very refreshed, but last night I met you at your house. We had a party going on, and then you were under a lot of stress, you know. So yeah, I know that we shouldn't share this on the show, but we had a party going on. Come on, just share with us on the show.
No, there's no party going on.
He's just lying. He's just
what
lying.
world are you living in? Okay,
yeah.
I know it's a Friday and you're probably just enjoying yourself, that you're so excited that the weekend is just tomorrow. Actually.
Yeah.
What plans do you have this weekend?
Well, I've got my classes going on, so I'm kind of on a study mode these days. I've got exams coming up, so yeah.
Okay, guess which person with 2 thumbs is going to the Serendip Cup, broadcasted live by MTV Sports?
Obviously, yeah. Obviously you, since you said it.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Fine.
Got it?
Yeah, so I'm going to this thing on Saturday because it's going to be Madagascar versus Sri Lanka, so I'm excited about it.
Very nice.
But you know what, dude? I've been really, like, stressed recently.
Just like last night.
Dude, seriously, enough with the last night thing. No.
Alright, we'll get on topic.
Yeah, no, but I've been really stressed, like, recently. I've been having so much of things going on with work, and not here at work, like with other stuff.
But it's very common. I mean, you have stress, I have stress, a lot of my friends do have. But then it's very important to know when you should control it. And I think we do have a person who knows what he's talking about.
That's right. We've had him on the show once. We had him on the show before, actually.
Yeah.
Dr. Mahesh Rajasurya. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you back on the show, man.
Thank you.
Sorry. I said man because I was trying to like be smooth about it. But doctor, thank you again for being on the show. All right, so tell me, what is stress again? Just to recap now, the last time we left off on a pretty interesting topic, but we'll just recap the people watching at home. That's you. What is stress?
Stress is something that we all have, something that we cannot escape. It's not a disease, it's not an abnormality, but it can give rise to disease. Stress has mainly 2 components. One is events that brings about stress, cause stress in us, and then our reaction to it. Now, for an example, the phone ringing, or getting a traffic ticket.
That's right.
Yes, these are stressors, and how we react to that. Somebody might just take the ticket and pay it and just make a mental note, I wouldn't do that again. But another person might take it very seriously, spend days thinking about it, losing work and all that. So that's another reaction. So the stressor and the reaction together is known as stress. So it depends on, the amount of stress depends on not only on what happens to you in life, but how you react to what happens to you in life.
So doctor, is it, as I've learned from what you just said, it depends from person to person. So at the right time, of course, because I could be under stress right now, and the next moment, for the same reason, I wouldn't be as stressed that the amount of stress that I had a moment ago. So does that matter as well?
We're speaking hypothetically here, by the way.
Sorry?
We're speaking hypothetically. You're not stressed at all, though.
No. It's just a hypothetical situation.
Yeah, but stress has this this vicious cycle where something happens to you. Maybe something so small or insignificant, like spilling something on your
favorite shirt.
Or it may not be even your favorite shirt, but just in the morning it's just an inconvenience.
Yeah, it happened to me today, that's why.
And then one person may just have a change and then just get on with life, with the day. Another person may be reacting very badly to it and blaming somebody else who put the coffee here and all that, and you're always like that, and that person reacts back and tells you something which sets you really off, and then it goes on and on. So when you get into a bad mood, then you react usually badly, making things worse. making other people do things that make you really hurt or make you even more depressed or distressed or angry, and then you react even worse. So this sets off a vicious cycle where your stress is getting worse and worse and worse. But then sometimes luckily things happen which changes your mood.
Right.
You suddenly feels better, or usually a joke, right? And humor, and that suddenly breaks this vicious cycle and things change, as you just said.
Is this temporarily, or is this like would this help in the long run?
Well, stress is a never-ending thing in life, right? It goes on and on. But you need to have a little bit of stress, which we talked about this last time. Unless you have some stress, you wouldn't perform, you wouldn't do anything, right? Now, for an example, I'm sure none of you study the language of the Mongolians, because there's no drive for you to do that. Right? You need to have a little bit of stress.
Yeah.
Then only you start doing things. The more stress you have, harder you work, more work you would do, more focus you would do.
But it's important that you really do not want to cross that line where you become overstressed, and that will lead to problems, I guess. How do you see
not
that?
a linear graph. The more stress, more performance, more stress, more performance. So indefinite stress means indefinite performance. No.
Right.
At one point, this graph starts dipping down. Right, and now you increase your stress, your performance drops. So you need to learn that. So in your life, what we need to do is to keep the stress at an optimum level.
Right.
You can't make it really static, but it will go up and down. But you should watch out for the moments where you feel now it's really too much. I'm not myself. I'm not relaxed. I'm not performing as I want to do.
Right.
Then you need to kind of do something. Humor is just pumping, and bring down your stress levels so you feel better and your performance gets just better.
Yeah. Now since you mentioned that actually sounds like a lot like inner peace. Like when you said, because when you just said, you know what, I'm not doing this right, when it sounds like you're speaking to yourself. So is it a lot to do with controlling stress with yourself? Like, can you control it? How do you control it? What would you do if you were that person that has this sort of stress in his life?
Well, as I said, we all have stress. So this is not about certain people who have stress. Actually, these are moments where you feel you're stressed more than you should be. Or you feel that the stress is really non-beneficial to you, or harmful to you. Right? So as I told you, there are two components which you can control to manage your stress. One is what happens to you, and the second one is how you react to it. So definitely the second one is under more control. You can control it. You can really control it. Although it's easier said than done. But you can, when you spill the coffee on your shirt, you could have chosen not to react, or just to go and change your shirt, rather than saying those very harmful few words that you just said, right? So it's something that you can control. But perhaps you cannot. You were not in a very you couldn't really control the spilling of the coffee. It just happened, right? But the stressors, for an example, the spilling of the coffee, even that we can control to some degree.
How so?
Well, breakfast table, you can take some precautions to keep the coffee in the kind of the middle of the table, and the edge of the table, right? That's a simple thing. But in life, say, for an example, one major source of stress is interpersonal relationships, how you deal with people. I'm not talking about, love and marriage and only that, but
in the professional world as well.
In the your workplace.
Because of any industry that I could relate to, because not just media or advertising or in the banking field or education, especially teachers, where you have to, deal with a lot of naughty kids like Jason when he was young. But my point is, in any industry in the corporate world, it's very difficult to balance this and then do your job as well. So my question to you would be, how can a normal person balance this up? Because it's a very tough ask.
Yes. When dealing with other people, there are certain ways that people tend to utilize. We can have a slide on this if we can have it.
Oh,
we
yeah, we
actually
actually do have a
coming
slide
up as well,
on
yes.
screen.
Yes, it shows us the basic 4 ways that people deal with other people, right? The 4 ways are
there it
the
is.
assertive way, the passive way, the passive-aggressive way,
Right.
and the aggressive way. Now, if I tell you first what aggressive way is, the top left-hand corner one, that's where the person wants to be happy and okay, but is not bothered about others. So you're okay, others are not okay. Right. So in other words, in this slide, what it says, I'm okay, but others are not okay.
Right.
So I'm okay, others are not okay. You get your way, whatever way you want.
Yeah.
You assault people or you shout at people. You know, you are just being aggressive, violent to others, and you get your way. So you're okay, but others are not okay. Then the complete opposite on the other, straight other end, passive way, which is the opposite of aggressive way, where you are not okay, but others are okay. So you do anything to please others. So you're always worried now, what would that person would say about me, what my mother would say, how my father would feel, what that person would say, and all that, what the society might feel and say and talk about me and all that. So you always want to please others, but you're not concerned of yourself.
Yeah.
So you're not okay, others are okay.
Okay.
So that is the passive way.
Right.
The other one is the passive aggressive way, where you're not okay, I'm not okay, but I'm not allowing other people to be okay either.
Right. So you're just digging yourself a grave right there with all this
everybody else as well. You are pulling them into the grave as well. So you are not happy for whatever reason. So you are not going to let others be happy either. So, for an example, the wife is unhappy for some reason, and she refuses to eat that night, and has a long face. And when the husband asks, and then he asks why, she just doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right. These are the ways that it's very difficult to deal with passive aggressive people. When somebody is aggressive, you know that this person is aggressive and what probably set him or her off.
Yeah.
When you are passive, it's very easy because they are nice people. Passive people are very nice, right? They never cause any problems. The passive aggressive, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to deal with the person. You don't know what's wrong with the person. You don't know. Perhaps you think it's something wrong with me. So it's very difficult to deal with passive aggressive people. Now, all these 3 ways bring a lot of stress to the person who used that method and to others. Assertive is different from all this, where I am okay and others are okay. So I'm trying to do what I want, what I think best for me, but I'm not trying to hurt others. So I don't want to hurt others, but I'm not going to make sure that 100% of the time, 100% of the people around me are going to be happy. Okay, some of them may not be happy at some point in time, but generally people around me would be happy. I'm happy. That is assertive way.
Right.
Being firm, and the simple way to describe assertive is to have a backbone.
Right.
To not